Hey, how's it going everyone? Justin again, as always, thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing my Metabo HPT Miter Saw review. Now my daughter and I have done a couple of videos already on the Carpentry for Kids series that we started. So far so good, the project is coming around great. Slow and steady, baby. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So that's what I'm trying to get her to understand. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And projects, if you want them to come out looking good and right the first time, you got to take your time. It's a no rush project for us. That being said, I'm going to give my review of what it is that I actually think about the Metabo saw, some of my likes and dislikes. Let's get into it. Okay, so one of my dislikes right out the gate was the little tiny side clamp or side holding clamp. Now it's supposed to fit in here like so. You can tighten it down with the wing nut on the back side. Once it's actually tightened and secured, you're then supposed to be able to adjust this down to the height that you want it to, so that way you can hold down whatever piece of wood that it is that you're working on. Now I'm going to go all the way down here to try to speed this up to kind of share with you the dislike that I have about this. Okay, so now I have it completely maxed out and pressed down. From the height to the top, we're sitting at just under 2 inches. So for a 2x4, it might hold it down. For 2x2, sure, okay. But for anything else that's smaller, most likely not. One of the other dislikes that I actually have with the clamp itself is that they only gave you one. So as you guys may have seen in the videos that we did so far with the Carpentry for Kids, I had to instruct my daughter not to grab the wood after we cut it and it starts to fall. Just let the wood fall onto the ground. You're not going to hurt it. Wood is very buoyant, it's got bounce to it, it's not going to get damaged, and if it does, it's cheap and inexpensive enough to where I could always go buy another stick if I need to. So that being said, I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't actually provide you with 2 clamping sources, as I've seen on other miter saws. Maybe that was a glitch in this box, maybe not, I don't know. I'll leave that to you guys that own this product, and you can put it down in the comments if you only received 1 clamp or 2. This Metabo HPT Miter Saw has a 5-year warranty. I don't know how easy or difficult it is to get any components to replace on this, or if you take the whole entire thing in and swap it out, or if you even need to save the box. Most of us that buy tools like this, we don't save the boxes. Not as guys. It takes up too much space, it's clutter. What are we supposed to do with it? It goes in the trash. So this box, just kind of getting into some specs real briefly, has 15 amps. The no load speed is 5,000 RPM. The blade diameter is 10 inch. The arbor size is 5/8. The bevel angle is left from 0 to 45 degrees. The bevel stops is adjustable from 0 to 45 degrees. The right and left is 0 to 52 degrees. And then the right and left height is 0, 15, 22.5 on up. The total weight of this product is 22 pounds. Not exactly the heaviest tool in the entire world, not exactly the lightest tool in the world. As I've shown you guys in the videos that we've done so far with the series, you got to push down the tool and pull a little detent out on the side, and then the saw simply lifts up. Another important key factor to note, you are going to have to do some assembly. This little tiny wing deal here that comes and attaches to the side is a 10mm hex nut and a Phillips screw that attaches right here like so. You also have a bolt that's holding in the angled cut stationary. So once you remove that bolt, you can put the little screw handle in, and this is what's going to actually clamp on and keep you in that position. Let me just pull it out. So this handle is going to come separately like this. You're going to take the bolt out from where it is, and you're going to start threading this handle on in. So before I go ahead and tighten this all the way up, I'm just going to show you that if you were to pull back on this lever, you can move the miter saw from left to right to adjust for whatever it is that you're cutting. Let me set it back on 0. Once you have it set to whatever you want it to cut, degree-wise, you can tighten up the handle, and even if you was to pull back on this lever on accident, you're not going to be able to move it. Okay, so now that we've covered the feature as far as how you can adjust your angle from a flush cut or a straight cut, let's talk about what its capabilities are as far as its angled cut. So on the back side here, I don't know if you guys can see this, let me spin this around real quick. On the back side here you have another handle. Now usually it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. In this case it's going to be the complete opposite. So we're going to want to actually spin this to the right as if we're going to tighten it, and that's what's going to loosen the saw up itself. From there we can actually move the saw to cut at an angle if we wanted to. Now, the unfortunate thing, this comes back to cheaper saws, okay? It does not go both directions. It only goes the one direction. But that might be okay as long as you familiarize yourself with the saw, you can get the cut that you're looking for. But notice that I have this pivoted all the way over here and I want to get a nice 45-degree cut out of it. You're going to have to remove this stopping plate. So we'll put this back up. We'll tighten it up. Once we're locked in and secure, if we wanted to go beyond that angle, you'll take a Phillips screwdriver here and a 10mm to the back side, loosen and remove the plate. Now, as I was telling my daughter, you know, you're not going to use this clamp too many times out in the field, especially if you're a framer or a framer's helper. The most biggest thing that you're going to use is just your self-awareness, common sense, and safety. So you'll notice in our video series where I'm actually holding the wood down for her and I'm instructing her to let the wood fall. That's what you're going to run into in the real world, especially if you're doing any kind of framing or demolition or even cabinetry, okay? It's one of those kind of things you're just going to run into. It's all about speed. And not to bring up the whole mechanic lifestyle about flat rating, but yeah, in the real world, it is all about speed. So when it comes to speed, spending the extra amount of time to clamp down a piece of wood, unclamp it, etc., you're wasting time. Just be safe, be careful, use the precautions that your mentors have taught you along the way. Alright, so my overall likes and dislikes. You guys have heard some of the things I dislike about the saw, not too many things. But needless to say, I did find some things I didn't like about it. Things that I love about the saw so far. The blade. The blade has a very smooth cut. Cuts through like butter. Now granted, I am using some cabinetry style of wood, so I'm not exactly cutting through pressure treat at this moment. But I think it would still have a smooth cut overall, just judging based off of the pieces of wood that we've actually cut so far. The other thing that I love about this saw so far, which I'm sure comes with every saw, is the safety factor. That I can actually push this down, lock it into place, put it away, safe, easy, light in weight for the most part, carry it up, put it on top of your table, and then back onto the next segment of your project. Another feature that I actually like and enjoy about not just this miter saw, but other miter saws, is that it does still have the ability to cut at various angles. So for it being $99 and it performing, I would say, equal to or probably better than some of the other competitors out there, let's just talk about some basic features that you would expect to get out of a miter saw. One of those features is hopefully you would get a decent blade. If you don't get a decent blade, that's okay because you can buy a decent blade. You can get them from Milwaukee, you can get them from Diablo, Bosch makes some, etc. DeWalt has their own platform, even going down to Hercules itself. Now my dad just did a video review about the Hercules miter saw. I think that thing comes in at $350 and that might even be with the coupon. Nothing against Hercules lineup. I think they have a bunch of phenomenal tools. My dad's used not only the table saw, the miter saw, but he's also used the grinders and a handful of other their products so far. And I gotta tell you, pretty impressive stuff. But is it worth $350? I don't know. Does it do the same exact thing this miter saw does? I don't know. Judging based off of his video, it does have a lot of good features and likable benefits to it. But I believe this one actually has similar features and other likable benefits to include the price reduction. Coming in at $99 is a very competitive miter saw to have, especially if you're a DIY at-home cabinet maker or woodworker. I think it's a phenomenal tool to have in your arsenal, and for $99, I don't even see how you can go wrong. 5-year warranty or not, I've had tools that I've spent over $100 on that don't last even the first year. So to have a tool like this come in at $99 and have a 5-year warranty, whatever that means to you, I think it's pretty awesome. It's a pretty reasonable price. So that's all I got. Please share with me your opinions down in the comments. Thanks as always for watching my channel. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Share if you want to share. And if you haven't already seen Carpentry for Kids, be sure to check out that series on our playlist. That's all I got for this video. Cheers to those of you that have your Red Bull. And we'll see you in the next video. Deuces.